Welcome to the Resume and Cover Letter Suggestions presentation created by the Professional Learning Program, Schulich School of Education. My name is Miley Robson, and I'm your Professional Learning Coordinator. I have been part of the program since 2008, and I'm a former graduate of the Primary Junior Division. I'm going to help you sell yourself on paper and feel confident in the process. Creating cover letters and resumes is an important part to getting your best foot forward in the job search process. I'm going to help you get organized and research yourself, utilize the layout of your resume, demonstrate your skills and experiences in a professional manner, and help you determine what to omit and include and the language to use. Getting organized is essential. I suggest you start with a brag folder. This is a folder that can house a list of achievements, experiences, and references. Inside your brag folder should be your master resume. This is an ongoing resume that will include all of your work experiences, volunteer work, achievements, and it doesn't matter how long it is because it's for your eyes only. You can customize your resume to the positions you're applying for, but this will be a good reference point for you in doing so. You can also include things in your brag folder such as photos and certificates, special trainings, and exemplary pieces of works that you're proud of. Remember to always save this in more than one place. Future you will say thanks having this organized folder as a starting point when applying to jobs. I often have students start with a brainstorming activity. It's important to research yourself and the role. What makes a good teacher? And if you're applying to a specific job, then be more specific in this activity. So for example, what makes a good music teacher or a good science teacher? I want you to think like a teacher, an administrator, a parent or a guardian, and a student. It's important to get the thoughts and views from everyone involved in the educational system. So for example, if I was brainstorming what makes a good primary teacher, I might start to think of words such as patient, organized, leader, someone who is strong and fair in assessment strategies, someone involved, someone with strong communication skills, and someone who's creative and fun. What I can do with this activity is then go back to my brag folder and start to pull experiences and achievements that I've had to help demonstrate that I have these qualities. Modern resumes will help you stand out. I want you to think about the overall look of your resume. Is it black and white, and does it read from left to right, top to bottom, just an ongoing scroll of text? Or does it have specified compartments with defined sections and headings, easy for the viewer to read and review? Start by Googling modern educational resumes and click on images. What do you notice? You're going to see the name and contact information clearly displayed. You'll notice side panels are often used and there are clearly defined sections. The white space is minimized and the length typically falls within 2 pages. This is a debatable topic. Some professionals may say that it's okay to have a longer resume. However, in discussions with recruiters and administrators over the years, not only is 2 pages completely acceptable, it's also preferred. Remember, when applying to a job, you have your cover letter and your resume attached as one PDF, totaling 3 pages. With multiple candidates applying for the same position, if you haven't sold your employer on your cover letter and the first 2 pages of your resume, do you think they'll keep flipping through pages 4, 5, and 6 to find information that they're looking for? Let's take a closer look at modern resumes. Here you can see 2 examples of a modern resume. Each are very clearly defined with sections, and the headings are capitalized and easy to see. The names are right across the top and they stand out, and the contact information is visible. Often you'll see symbols being used with contact information. This is a preference, but it does help things pop off the page. These side panels are great because you can start listing skills and your education. Now, I would argue that education should come before skills. It's important to have your qualifications stand out and be one of the first things your viewer sees. Professional summaries are shortened versions of educational philosophies. These are impactful statements that outline who you are as an educator. So it's important to practice different ways to sell yourself in 2 to 3 sentences that's going to provide the employer at a quick glance who you are and what's important to you. Here's an example of a 2-page resume side by side. However, in this example, Anna Smith has indicated that her contact information is in the top bar along with her name. Now, this is a great idea if you have more content to add to your 2-page resume. This will create more space in the side panel for other information to be shared. In this example, references are actually listed right in the resume. Now, this is not always required of you, and it is perfectly acceptable to indicate that references are available upon request without having placed the name and the contact information of your references. However, if it is asked and you do include your references, just make sure that you let your references know every job you apply for so that they're prepared if an employer does reach out. If you're listing key skills, make sure you have examples to back them up. Often in an interview situation, an employer may say, "I've noticed you've got some strong team building skills. Can you provide me with an example?" Absolutely nothing should go on your resume unless you can confidently speak to it and show an example. Again, your professional profile, or some cases you'll see it listed as a summary or an objective, is an impactful statement about you as an educator. Often, students will research the school boards or schools that they're interested in and read the vision and mission statements that they provide. If your vision is in line with theirs, you can use this opportunity to have that in this professional profile so that you can show that you are the right candidate for the role. Volunteer work and work-related experience are often used as headings in educational resumes. Now, it's important that you know what type of content goes where. So something like placement or practicum would be under your work-related experience. I often see it in volunteer work, and it's not volunteer work. You do require it to graduate, therefore you're not volunteering. Volunteer work is set aside for things such as working in a soup kitchen, staying before and after school for different programs, or coaching, staying as a lunch monitor. These are things that you're doing above and beyond what is asked of you. Here's a closer look at a modern resume layout, and you can see that each section is clearly defined. All the font is the same. You don't need to change fonts throughout the body of your resume or cover letter, and things are very crisp and clean. Again, skills is a really important piece to include, and it's a nice snapshot of some of the areas that you excel in. However, do not include it if you can't speak to it. Your profile shouldn't be longer than a paragraph in length, and you do not want to repeat something that you've already indicated in your cover letter. Again, this is an impactful statement about you as an educator. Do not include it if you can't speak to it. I know it is tempting to include every workshop and presentation you've ever been to. However, if you've never integrated the tools or techniques that you learned into a lesson plan or an activity, or you can't speak to it with confidence, it's best just to leave it out. Your cover letter is your professional handshake, and it is the first impression that you present of yourself to potential employers. A strong cover letter will grab the attention and solidify their desire to turn the page to further review your resume and application package. Some things to consider are the difference between a general submission versus a specific job application. So general submissions is an open application where you're applying to a board for not a specific role, whereas a specific job application would be for, a grade 10 bio class or a French primary junior teacher. So make sure that when you're creating your cover letters that you are specific in the first paragraph to outline what job it is you're seeking. The grammar you use and the buzzwords and the confidence that is behind your sentence structures will help you stand out when they're reviewing your cover letter. These should be error-free, proper grammar, proper spelling. Throughout the body of your cover letter, it is important that you put your best foot forward, and it starts right at the very top. It should be clean and crisp, and you should have the date and school board information very visible. The opening statement can be as simple as "Attention Hiring Committee." However, if you do know the name of the employer, you could include it in this spot. You want to make sure you reference the job posting numbers that you're using and begin with the most prominent teaching achievements. What division are you from? Do you have a teachable? Have you taken any additional qualifications? The introductory paragraphs should show that you are the right candidate for the job. Address the needs of the job. When reviewing a job posting, they will indicate what they're looking for. So you want to make sure that you address these in the cover letter and provide examples on how you can meet those needs. List any specific achievements that are in line with the needs of the role, and explain your motivation to be there. Why you? Express your commitment and show that you have researched the school or school board that you're working in. By showing quotes from their vision or mission statements, by utilizing their mascot name within the body of your cover letter, will show that you are part of the school community. So for example, in the closing statement, you could say something like, "I look forward to speaking with you in person to further discuss the attributes that I can bring to the Laker community." So here's an example of a 2-page resume along with a cover photo and a reference sheet. So the cover photo that you see here matches the resume. So the fonts, the names, the contact information, you can tell that this is the same person. So when you're applying to a position, often the cover letter and the resume will be one document. It makes it easier for the employers to open. So a 3-page PDF. The reference sheet could be set aside for if someone asks you for it and be ready for submission when asked. Again, it could be included right in your resume, should you choose or should someone request that. So why is it important to go through all this work to make something look so crisp and clean? As educators, we're not intended to be graphic designers. However, we are connected in a virtual world and technology is at our fingertips at all times. Creating something that is crisp and clean will not only show your technology skills, but it makes it easier for the employer to review and read through your content. So this is going to help you build confidence and get organized with both the school and yourself, stand out amongst many candidates, building experience, and professional presentations can be transferable to things like parent-teacher communications, school events, activities, fundraisers, and this all helps sell who you are as an educator. Setting yourself up for success in this way will better prepare you for the interview process as well. If you have any questions, we're just touching upon the surface of it. I know as educators, we want to do specific things for each of our own experiences. Make sure that you utilize the professional learning program. Just reach out at plp@nipissingu.ca for specific questions to your needs, and we will be happy to help you in that regard. Good luck and happy creating with the cover letters and the resumes.